Welcome back, folks. At me, Phil 2 Real. You're watching part 15 of Metal Gear Solid Delta Let's Play, and it looks like Sokolov got the unlucky coin flip, and he went first with the torture sequence. So, the very beginning of this part is just the torture sequence, and it's vastly different than the Metal Gear Solid 1 torture sequence, because you actively are not doing anything. You're just watching the scene unfold. There's no button presses to survive like Metal Gear Solid 1, Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. I don't think Metal Gear Solid 2 had a push a button to survive the torture sequence. I think Solid is just tortured Raiden, and that was it. But unfortunately, Sokolov didn't make the torture. He didn't push select to give in. And it sounds like Tatiana is very unhappy about that. But since Sokolov's done with his turn, I guess that means it's our turn to endure this torture. Now, of course, Snake has had training to survive torture because of, his mentor, the boss. But before we start, Volgin's actually going to take a look at Snake's body, and he's going to see if his body has a whole bunch of scars, which in our case it doesn't, because he'll make a comment about, oh, it's brand new, like a baby's body or something like that. If you have a lot of scars, he'll make a mention of that. So very creepy. But you know what? I think he's going to enjoy beating the shit out of Snake, because what we did to his homie Rykov. I believe it was Rykov, right? Major Rykov, yeah. So I imagine he's getting a little bit of a power trip of this. Which, I mean, I guess on one hand, either way, you picked on Rykov, which is Volgin's real lover. But
who is helping you?
I could see him like absolutely losing his shit if he decided to murk Rykov. But we didn't murk him. He just decided to take a very deep tranquilizer sleep, unless he OD'd on tranquilizer.
I am a patient man.
But yeah, unfortunately, Volgin is going to take this torture to the next level, because not only is he going to douse Snake, which is going to conduct the electricity even worse, but he's wearing I'd like to think, I don't like to think, but that bag may decide to hold water, so he's basically waterboarding Snake as well. So that's pretty brutal. But then again, it might just be a plastic bag. No, I don't think he's going to like this very much. And there's a lot of interesting new character nuance here. Now, in this scene, and actually for most of the game, all the game, Ocelot is opposed to Naked Snake. And you're going to see him actually, like, kind of not want to look at the torture. I guess it's because maybe he wants to be the one that offs Snake, but there's also a deeper hidden meaning behind this that we're going to learn at the end of the game. But it's very interesting, his reactions. He doesn't want to look, and he actually grabs the bullet that he lost to Snake with, that didn't want to shoot. It's very fascinating. Or maybe he's not wearing the bullet, but it's interesting he does that.
Yes.
I don't blame Snake for doing that. If I was getting electrocuted and waterboarded, I might just like do some shit like that too. But of course, Mama's back, and Mama ain't happy. Mama's gonna be beating the shit out of somebody for what they're doing to her boy.
He's been trained.
Looks like Tatiana came back.
Trained by me.
I imagine Volgin took that as a challenge by the boss, and he just decides to redouble his efforts and torture, saying like, "Oh, he won't break. Well, let's see."
The location of the legacy.
I wonder if that actually could happen, where you can see the inside of a person's body by electrocuting them like that.
That's what you're looking for, isn't it?
But here, Volgin kind of loses his chill, because the boss had mentioned the Philosopher's Legacy, and he's just losing his shit that he might be here to take the Philosopher's Legacy from him, which he's just telling the whole world what it is. And not knowing there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 other people in the room with them, and probably half of them didn't know what the Philosopher's Legacy even was. And I thought he was supposed to be like the head honcho of an well, I guess no, Gru's not an intelligence agency, that's the KGB. I wonder if Gru and the KGB are like the Soviet equivalent of like America's CIA and FBI. I'm just curious. I don't know anything about that, but it's just a food for thought I might look into.
A transmitter.
Who the fuck playing this transmitter?
Who's responsible for this?
I love Ocelot's reaction. Hey, bro, wasn't me.
I am.
I like how
I
Boss like
planted
picked
it
up
on
that
it to
challenge,
fix
like
that
I am, and
wounds.
Volgin like kind of like, oh shit, I shouldn't have said that.
Why?
So the Cobras could ambush.
Now remember, Ocelot has that tracking
They
device
knew where
and
he
that
was gonna
smirk.
be, they wouldn't have gotten themselves slaughtered.
You got a very good point there.
It pains me to do this, boss, but under the circumstances, I'm afraid
Oh,
I
so
must
you're
ask
finally
you to
deciding
show me
to,
some proof
doubt the
that
boss?
You and he were not in collusion.
You don't trust me. Is that it?
Not that.
Motherfucker just backs the fuck up. Like he's more scared of the boss, and he's the one that has like the long distance
What do you want me to do?
danger hands with electricity and shit like that. He's like, no, I don't want nothing to do with that.
Cut out his eyes.
Brutal, brutal.
I don't like those blue eyes of his. There's nothing more important to a soldier than his eyes. You made him a soldier, and now you will unmake
I
him.
imagine like a crazier version of this, other than him getting his eyes cut out. Is he tells the boss, "Hey, make his face look like mine with all these scars."
Do it.
Could you imagine? Like, you want to know how I got these scars? It was from the boss. Tatiana's face. No, don't do that, bro.
He did the Cobras.
And once again, the boss's mask slips ever so lightly right before it happens, right before the scene unfurls. And the detail in this game just kind of delivers that point home to me. You didn't really have, I mean, you kind of did, but you didn't have it to this level of detail where you can tell from the boss's face she really doesn't want to do it, but it's even more emphasized with these better graphics. And I think Snake, in a way, sees that too. That's why he doesn't, like, panic as much as he probably should.
Stop!
Ooh, thank God for Tatiana.
He suffered enough.
Well,
An interesting thing I just realized, shouldn't that radio have, like,
Why are you
blown up
protecting
because of the freaking electricity?
that smell.
All that sniffing throughout the game, you can kind of tell who
Tatiana.
Tanya is, because the way
You're the
Ocelot
spy.
handles this whole
What are you
scene.
talking about?
But also, that's the word I want to say. There's also another thing
I
about it.
know that smell.
If you remember the very beginning of the game, at the very beginning of, dude, bro,
Stop it.
boundaries.
Taking a fancy tour.
But
Hey, Ocelot.
if you remember at the very beginning of the game when
I have no
Operation
interest in this
Snake Eater
war.
happened, after Snake slept and we took out the Ocelot unit, there was a scene very similar to this. And it actually reveals
let this
who
be the
Tatiana
judge.
is before the reveals happen.
Here we go.
This juggling act right here, when he pulls the trigger, it seems like, oh, he throws it higher. That's what it is. But this scene right here, this scene to me got 10 times better with the high def. Not because of, wait for it. Not because of the gore, but just because of the reactions of everyone. How dare you hit my son with that bullet? Ironic, if you know the real truth behind the
There.
boss.
Satisfied now?
Well,
Dude just
that
getting
was
his
refreshing.
face slapped the shit. Pretty soon his face is gonna look like Volgin's, but
Come,
because of the slaps
we're
and
going
not
to my
probably because of the war wounds. Again, the boss's body language, you could tell she doesn't want to see Snake being treated this way.
So you survived the Colonel's torture, eh? Watching this has made me realize something.
Very interesting as well.
It's
The
really
lightning
not that
torture that
bad.
Snake's going through in this game, I'm willing to
It's
bet
the ultimate
I'm
form
sure
of
this is
expression.
also where Ocelot gets the idea of using electricity to torture, but it's interesting he decides to use the same method of torture that he uses on Solid Snake and Metal Gear Solid 1.
You got lucky this time, Tatiana.
And before, I think before this scene right here, when I first played Metal Gear Solid 3, I didn't like Ocelot until this scene. because it just links this Snake to Ocelot, and then just some of the conversations Ocelot and Snake have after this just really sell the character of Ocelot to me as like the best, to me the best villain in Metal Gear Solid. Oh yeah, that's not good. And she gives him a gun.
Run.
Remember that frequency, 144.75. And here we see the mask completely slip off the boss. Now, why did she do that in front of Tanya? And why did she just stop crying? Uh-oh.
I've prepared an escape route for us.
It's Eva!
Head west. Pass underneath the connecting passageway and go north. You'll find an open manhole.
I mean, who didn't see this already happen? I imagine if you're real observant, you could have picked this up after the second Eva or Tatiana. Well, Tatiana, you wouldn't have known that she was Eva at the very beginning of the game, but after the second Eva or Tatiana like scene, I think the one that really sold me on it was
You'll have to figure a way out of there yourself.
I could see it actually for what it was. I mean, this was after I played the game the first time, so I already knew, but
I'll be in touch.
seeing like the timeline of events, I think the second time around, it actually made complete sense, like for me, that it was Eva whenever they showed the end and the fear for the very first time. Hey man, hey, my name's Johnny. Man, don't tell me your name. I bet you those guys had a very awkward conversation outside that room when Snake was being tortured. But anyways, here we're gonna get a fork, and the fork actually acts as a sort of weapon. In a way, it acts as your knife replacement, and when you use it on animals, you'll actually eat the food right away. It won't go into your survival viewer. So you actually can dig out your fake death pill, which is what the boss actually shot in Snake's leg. And there's actually a transmitter inside of Snake's body, which is what Ocelot planted in there. So I recommend do not taking out that transmitter if you want to see a very funny scene. Now, there I wanted to show the save right here because I believe that the save had red on it. I'll have Future Phil add some little
do me a favor.
some words there to show it. If I'm pretty sure it did. But here, the reason why I'm saving here is if you call paramedic, she'll actually make mention of a very famous movie monster and book monster, and also in Konami's case, a very famous video game character in their library, Count Dracula. And we're going to find out Snake is absolutely going to be afraid of vampires, which is very fascinating because he's actually very superstitious in this game in Peace Walker, because he believes in Santa Claus as well in Peace Walker, and it's very funny, but I do enjoy it. But I would never make fun of Naked Snake like a certain person named Huey would.
Please, Snake, think. There's got to be a way out of there.
Okay, honey, I'll try.
Okay. Just let me know if you start having nightmares about it.
You had to say that last part. So, what's nice about this is if you save and the save is red and you quit the game and then you reload that save after it's red, you'll actually get a little bit of an Easter egg, which is very cool. Very, very cool. The first time I found this out, it was really, really awesome. A friend of mine, I think the way I found this out, a friend of mine told me, hey, Phil, whenever you get to the torture sequence and you already got past it and you're in the jail cell, before you escape, save your game, quit it, and go back in. And I was like, bro, what are you talking about? And he's like, just trust me, man, you'll like it. It's pretty cool. It's like playing Dynasty Warriors in Metal Gear. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about playing Dynasty Warriors in Metal Gear? So you play as Guy Savage, and this is the guy. This is a dream sequence of Snake's. And talking about Dracula has him, I guess, dream of a Castlevania Metal Gear Solid-esque dream. And it's very cool. I think this is like remnants of a different video game that Konami wanted to make, but it didn't actually happen. And so I think Konami or Kojima wanted to kind of resurrect it just as an Easter egg, and they put it in Metal Gear Solid 3, which very cool. But one thing I will say about the original versus this one, I love the gameplay in this one. Do not get me wrong. This one is very cool. It's very high octane. It's very cool. And the detail's very nice. But I do not like Guy Savage's outfit in this game. I love his original one. He looks like Richter Belmont, and it's just so cool. I love the design of Konami's like earlier. Well, I mean, the last Castlevania game that they made that comes to mind is Lords of Shadow, which some people didn't like. That I liked it. Lords of Shadow is actually one of my favorite Castlevania games. But I really do love like the older artwork to some of the Castlevania games, like Simon Belmont, Richter Belmont, Trevor Belmont. But Richter Belmont was my favorite Belmont. And he actually looked like Guy Savage. Because he had like a blue like coat on, European coat. It looked really nice. It looked really cool. So now after you beat all those enemies, you get to face off against Snake's version of Count Dracula, he imagines as a vampire. And it's not hard. I mean, you just really button mash, and it's just meant to be a fun minigame. There's no real reward of doing this that I know of, unless by playing this and then you beat the game, you unlock like a minigame, which I think there is a minigame to play Guy Savage. I think I could be wrong. I'll have Future Phil look into it, but it's just a nice minigame. I think you can unlock it. Maybe it had something to do with and they absolutely destroy these monsters. Maybe it has something to do with the chickens that you can shoot, because I want to say I'm 90% certain that the frogs that you shoot will unlock the stealth camouflage if you shoot all of them. Maybe the chickens unlock Guy Savage minigames, or maybe it unlocks like a different camo. But we're almost done here. Once you kill that one vampire and you start getting overwhelmed by all these smaller monsters and other vampires, the dream sequence will end with a cutscene, like right now, and Snake will wake up from it. Because, this dream is starting to become too much for Guy Savage, and Snake is going to wake from this nightmare and have a miniature panic attack. It's such an awesome like mini game. I just wish Guy Savage had his old outfit. And I don't exactly remember. I think when he like glowed blue in this game in the original, I want to say he turned like into a werewolf as well. Maybe, I'm not sure. Maybe he just got into a more hulkier form. Yeah, Snake, I've been there, done that, man. I've had a nightmare where I just woke up like that. It's not very fun. I've had quite a few nightmares like that, but not after torture. So I could totally see the fear of Dracula after being freaking tortured by electricity. Now, after this cutscene or after that minigame, if you call your four support characters, Paramedic, Sigit, Eva, and Major Zero, they will have different things to say about the dream.
Are you not feeling well?
No, I'm feeling fine.
Oh, geez. Paramedics is probably my second favorite, followed by, second favorite with ahead of her is Major's or Sigit, and then after her would be Major Zero and then Eva. I mean, they're all good, but Sigit's is the funniest.
It must be a form of persecution complex, probably triggered by extreme stress. The external
That's because you
stimulus of the
freaking were
room is
talking about
I've got a
Dracula,
different
Paramedic.
theory. I think it was caused by your pillow talk.
But I didn't.
The fact that they are bickering like an old married couple,
I'm
man.
sorry,
Oh,
Sam.
jeez.
I
I know I
didn't
said
know
it
you were
once,
that
and I'll say it
sensitive
probably
to it.
another
who'd have
couple
thought,
times
Drac?
throughout the playthrough. But
Sorry.
again,
Just
if
slipped out,
imagine
I
if
swear.
things did not go south in
Come on, Snake,
Operation
don't be
Snake
mad at
Eater,
me.
or
Right.
Operation Virtuous Mission was successful,
Really?
they would have gotten together. I could totally see this
Good.
happening.
I'm glad. Snake,
But
there
unfortunately, it
must be a
wasn't
way
meant to
out
be.
of there. Don't get discouraged. You'll find it.
I intend to.
Now, there's a few ways you can actually get out of the jail cell. I'll probably end up talking, comrade. I'll probably end up over the radio conversations. But I'm trying to get food. I have to keep my strength up. This reminds me of this scene from Major Payne where he's eating the rat in a way. I have to keep my strength up. Charlie's out there in the jungle getting stronger. I forgot what the rest of the line is. I just remember him like going crazy in his apartment complex and eating the rat. Anyways, I digress. There's a few ways you can escape out of this jail cell. One of them, as you see, I'm throwing the food that the guard is throwing back at me. And when you give him 3 sets of food, you'll get a cutscene. A very good cutscene, I might add. I always want to watch this cutscene because I like the dialogue in here, and I like some of the
I don't think that's
is it
their
character
style.
nuance? I want to say the nuance between
bad
Snake
training.
and the guard, whose
Dream.
name is
This
Johnny
monster that I'd never seen
Johnny
before was coming at
Sasaki
me
Senior
with a knife.
Senior.
And I wasn't me.
But,
it was something else.
That doesn't surprise
It's a very
me.
nice cutscene. I'm
Miles
glad
Sanders
that they
shot
had
from
something
all
like this to
the
bring a
pain
little bit
and
levity
exhaustion
to
you're
the pretty doom and gloom scene, because Snake's already been captured. He's being beat the fuck up. He's lost an eye.
I'm a spy too. You
And
don't
probably
realize it, but the fake you
the
is
odds of
eating
him
away at
succeeding
your
has now
real
just
you.
gone down significantly since
The person
Sokolov was
you're
dead too.
pretending to be
But
is becoming the person you are.
it adds a
The
lot of
real you is
characterization
screaming
to
out from
Snake
somewhere
and
deep
Johnny's
That's what
family.
you saw in your
And
dream.
like I said, it just brings a lot of a little bit of much needed levity to dial back the
Unfortunately, I
harshness
don't
of the
know.
game.
So
But
pick your favorite song, and I'll sing it.
anyways, going back to the escaping the jail cell,
And
there
you have
are,
as many encores as you want.
I want to say
Sounds
there's
fun.
more than 3, but the 3 that I remember,
I'm sure you'll
actually
find a
no,
way
there's
to escape.
4 that I know.
Good luck.
So one is
Thanks.
you can call 144.75.
You okay?
That will unlock
Yeah,
the Jesus. This
had a
one's my favorite
terrible
conversation.
dream.
No
144.75, and that will unlock the jail
I
cell
don't
door
wanna
because
think
it's radio
about it.
frequency
There
controlled
was this monster that looked
somehow,
human.
and that will
At least
open
it
the
was
door
just a
and you can
dream.
run out,
It's all
assuming
over
Johnny
when you
doesn't
wake
see you.
up.
True.
When you think
The
about
second
it,
way
the fact that you can
is you
imagine
can
a
go into survival
situation
viewer
worse than the
and
one
where you
you're
can
in
rotate
now
Snake's
means
model.
life can't be all that
If you
bad.
rotate his model in a circle,
sure hope
like just
so.
hold right or
Well,
left,
let me tell
and you
about
spin
the
him
absolute
around for about a
worst,
minute or
most
so,
sickening nightmare
and
I
you go
ever
back
had.
into the
This
game,
isn't one for the
Snake will
kids.
throw up,
Okay, so
and
there's this big
if
pile of
Johnny
crap,
sees it,
right?
he'll actually go in
It's
the
shaped like
cell
a
and
giant
open it
tank,
up,
and it's walking
and then
around
he'll be
on
like,
2
"Are you
legs, going on
okay?"
a
And then you can
rampage
knock
and
him out and
stomping
then
on people
escape.
and houses and stuff.
The
And
third
this
way
giant turd is carrying the
is when you get the
nastiest missiles you ever
cutscene
saw.
with Johnny,
Like, whenever it launches
you
one
can
of its
actually
turd
he'll
missiles,
actually give you your
whatever it hits,
gas-filled
people, trees,
cigarettes,
buildings, turns
and
into crap.
I don't know if you
My
get those
hometown,
back,
my old school,
even
my
like
family,
if you
my
don't get
girlfriend,
Jesus
old
in.
man John,
Old man John,
everything in
y'all
that
turn to
turd's
shit,
past
man.
turned into
Um,
crap.
but it's very hard for me
Pretty
not to
sick,
talk
man.
over that because I
Good
just
thing it
I'm
was
looking
just
at
a
the
dream, huh?
dialogue and I'm chuckling.
Yes,
Uh,
that's a good
but
thing.
I don't know if you can get the
Feeling better
cigarettes
now?
back if you've
Yeah.
never gotten them in the first place. I mean,
Good.
maybe
Then let's get down to
maybe
business.
you can, but I don't think
See,
so.
Snake,
But I've
people
always
are
gotten
just
those
turd
cigarettes,
sacks,
so
and they're full of
I don't
holes.
know if
Fill
he'll
'em up
give
with
you them
water,
if you
and
had
it's
never
gotta come
gotten
out
them in the
from
first
somewhere.
place.
Okay, maybe that was a bad
That's
example.
3.
What I'm trying
The
to say
fourth
is,
way is
no
you
matter
can
what
use
the
the fake
situation,
death pill,
there's
and then
always a
Snake
way out.
will fake death, and
Don't
then
throw in
Johnny
the
will open
towel
up the
yet.
jail
Clear your
cell.
mind.
Like, huh?
Think it through.
What happened?
Assess the situation.
And then he'll open the
You'll
door.
find a way to escape.
Pretty humorous.
Got it.
And he'll just
Don't
walk
let
away
my
like that. And
nightmares
have
come
not my problem. Sorry, Snake.
Snake, what
And say
happened?
you do die,
Major,
like for real,
what year is
like
this?
you sustain damage and you die.
Where am I?
I've read.
1964.
I've,
You're in a cell in Groznyj Grad. What did they do, Snake?
what'd you do?
Drinking
Drinking a
giant
whole
keg
keg of vodka?
No.
You know, I hear
But,
they've got 98 proof
Shit, I
vodka
wish I
in
didn't do it.
these.
Now I forgot what I was
Back
going
in
to
England,
say.
we don't call stuff like that fine
Oh,
spirit.
yeah. If you take a lot of
We call it
damage
sulfuric
and
acid.
you actually do really die,
Imagine, if you will, your
I
internal
think Johnny
organs
like
being
freaks the
slowly
fuck
eaten
out
away
and he ends up
as
saying,
smoke
Snake,
pours out of your
Snake,
mouth. You
Snake!
shouldn't be touching that.
Because I guess Johnny,
A dream. Well,
I think
well,
Johnny would either get in trouble or
here
get
I
killed by
thought I
Volgin
sat
because
up
he
all
let
night
Snake
worrying
die.
about you for nothing.
And
It's almost real.
that's just an interesting
I was
little
holding
thing.
this
But I've never
sword in
seen
my
that. I don't know if that's
Snake,
true
are
or
you
not.
okay?
But
You're not going
I've
loony
looked
on me, are you?
online. I've looked
Not at
on
all.
on
I'll make it back
a
no
few
matter how
things,
much of that
and they
sulfuric
say that's a
acid they make me
thing.
drink.
But I've
Good
never
show.
actually
I'm sure
seen
you'll
it
find a
for
way out of
myself. But
Yeah.
I've read about it.
Dream a little dream of your own while you wait for
Snake,
word
that sounded
from
very
me.
suggestive as fuck, man. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and wait out the guard and make sure he gives us some food. We're going to chuck it back at him, and then we can go ahead and get that very interesting cutscene I'm talking about. And I want to say there's like one more way, but I'm not sure. I can't think of it right away. Okay, after that third food, Johnny will approach the jail cell, and then they'll start the conversation. And what's something interesting, I can always imagine like an awkward like meeting behind him, like Johnny's like, or Snake's like, hey, and of course, or Snake says hey, and then Johnny says hey, and then you start into this conversation.
I guess not all Americans are dogs.
You mean it?
And I'm not.
Yeah.
Imagine I would have laughed if Snake had said something like snappy back. When I guess not all
Before
Soviets
the war
are freaking
started,
brutes.
I used to live in America.
Very
I
interesting.
even had a wife and a kid.
So you left your wife and kid back in America? What made you come back to the Soviet Union? You just
Yeah,
hated
I am
America
pretty
and
lonely.
capitalism?
Really lonely.
What's your kid's name?
This right here is
John.
pretty. I love Snake's reaction here because John is Snake's
Really?
real name.
You like it? Well, if you say so.
And
I'll
I guess that's
believe
why
you.
he's like has a nice ring to it.
Actually, my name is
I
Johnny
like
too.
to think this was actually a moment of like humanity for
All the
Snake in a
firstborn
way.
sons
Like
of
he's
my
just
family
letting.
are called Johnny.
He's not being a
My dad's a
soldier,
Johnny,
but at the
and my
same
son's
time,
son will probably be
I feel
Johnny
like
too.
also he's working Johnny to try to get out somehow. But that's the other way you get the
clan of
frequency on the
Johnnies.
back of that picture. But it's just nice
Why do we
to have
Cold
this
War
moment between
anyway?
a normal soldier, Johnny, and then Snake, who's an American and Johnny's a Soviet
Our two
soldier.
countries used to be such good friends.
And I imagine this. I imagine a lot of soldiers on the east and west
I just
side
want to see my family again.
probably had some kind of conversation like this at
Must
some
be
point or
rough.
another in their lives.
Yeah.
Like our country used to be such good friends,
Not
and
as
now
rough
we're
as you have
enemies.
it, though.
Yeah, no shit, man. I just got the shit beat out of me.
Here,
Those will come in handy.
I filched them from your equipment when the colonel wasn't looking.
He's almost like an autocon, but an autocon with a gun. And I love that Johnny has a J on his
least I can do.
balaclava. Or balaclava? I don't know that name of that mask that they wear. But they left like the earpiece, they left the freaking radio, they left all Snake's like contact equipment on him.
Don't suppose you could let me out of here?
Huh?
You just had to say
Well,
that.
I
Snake.
can't do
But,
that.
I mean, he had to try.
Hey, don't you go getting any funny ideas. If you try to escape, I'll have to shoot you.
And then, just like how the Cold War started, now
I
things,
said
the
too
walls
much.
are put back up now.
I gotta go.
Later, bro. We'll be bros forever. I'll remember this conversation. Shucks. Okay, so let's go ahead and try to escape here. So I'm going to go ahead and use 144.75. This will unlock the door. We're not going to remove the alert, and I absolutely screwed up the escape here. But I managed to get out of the jail cell without getting caught, but trying to get all the way to the end of the base without getting caught is an entirely different story, which unfortunately I screwed that up. But I did not screw up me trying to get to the waterfall without getting caught, which the waterfall we'll talk about in the next part. But go ahead and crawl, because even when you're crawling, your camo index is shit poor. It's 15%. So anybody can see, and I wish I'd remember that. Now, if you wait for Johnny to use the restroom and you unlock the door, you can get some pretty humorous
I can't hold it anymore.
humorous shit. Because apparently the diarrhea / pooping gene transferred from Grandpa Sasaki. Because I mentioned it's Grandpa Sasaki and then his son and then the Johnny Sasaki we all know and love. Jesus, man.
It's coming out. Here it comes.
I love how he's
Someone's
talking to
still
himself.
In here.
And you can knock on the door to try to get him to come out.
Still going. Wow. I didn't think that was possible.
Jesus, man.
That's a record.
Give a courtesy flush, please.
Will this even flush?
I can imagine like some person at Konami actually makes a model of him like actually taking a dump.
Oh, jeez.
And suck it flush. Hey man, can I like hurry up and go in there before I like escape?
Huh?
Anyways, going back to here, let's go ahead and escape. I probably could have cut out this little part right here. Okay, and so we're outside, and if you could get to that door without getting caught, which I could have just ran right there. I don't know why I did what I did right there. This is so stupid what I just did right here. I could have just like kept going, or I could have just like knocked this dude out as well. I could have done that, but nope, I didn't do that. I made this thing more difficult than it needed to be.
Footsteps.
Oh yeah, let me just hide behind this this sign that has no like cover. All right, now just go. Now this became a whole lot more interesting. All right, so the whole base knows I escaped, and I imagine Volgin was like doing Volgin things, air quotes. He's like, "Ah, fuck it. He got out." And maybe this is how Johnny made it. I'm over here like going to use the thing cancel the alert. It doesn't work. I know I dialed it the wrong way, but you can't cancel the alert in this part. If you get caught, you gotta get to the sewers. So I imagine you're playing this on a harder difficulty. This is basically a death sentence, unless you get to the very end and then you get caught again. You got guards shooting you, then you're gonna have guards that actually, and they're going to get in the searchlight, and then you have guards that come out of this door right here with freaking shields and shit. So it's a lot harder. Ow, fuck. Roll, Snake, roll. If you roll, you don't hurt them. They have those shields that you're not going to hurt anybody. Okay, so there, you're going to go underneath that sky bridge, and you're going to go towards the right. Yeah, I'm getting all shot up, man. Snake's freaking back's all shot up and shit. Volgin's like, Ocelot, release the hounds. I can just see him like having some kind of like what's his name from Simpsons. Fuck, I forgot his name, but his assistant is Smithers. I forgot his name. Anyways, I can just see him. Ocelot, release the hounds. Anyways, we're in the sewers. We're not gonna be chased by guards, but we will be chased by those dogs when we get to the floor if you take too long.
Snake, you're all
Mr. Burns, that's the name of the character I'm thinking about.
Yeah, I just got down here.
And I'm all shot
I'm
up.
coming to meet you now. The door at the north end is open, right?
Snake?
Let me
You can't go out that way.
There's a problem.
Yeah.
What is it this time?
Totally freaking
The colonel
triggered
found
the
out you
alert.
escaped.
He did,
Yeah, no
huh?
shit. All the gunfire,
Figured
the
as much.
alarms and everything, the
And now all of
dogs.
Groznyj Grad is on red alert.
So
Just my luck.
this cutscene
Once I'm out of the
happens
fortress,
even if you don't
You
get caught.
can't
So
get out.
don't
When
freak
the
out.
fortress went on red alert, they
It's
sealed
part
off
of the game. You're
sewers.
gonna get a cutscene, and that
Got to
cutscene
be
leads
kidding
into
me.
that
I'm
boss fight
serious.
I kept warning
And
about
that means the escape
not
route
taking
I
out
laid out
any
Is sealed
people
off,
at all.
too.
Right. And they just sent a unit out looking for you.
Down here?
Guess what unit that is?
They'll be there
I'll
any
give you
minute now.
two.
You've got to
I'll give you
get
two
out
shots.
But isn't the exit sealed
Volgin's
off?
normal army?
You should
No.
be able to get out by heading straight
Ocelot's
north.
private
Look at
army?
Snake. If
Yes,
they find
it
you, you're
is
dead.
the Ocelot unit. So, first things first, there's a spinning box on this side right here. I believe, yeah, grab this. This is single action army ammo. That might come in handy because we might have to defend ourselves against some dogs, because the dogs will chase after you. Life medicine is very helpful because that will keep us alive. It's like the rations in Metal Gear Solid 1, except they're not food. And I think Snake makes a mention, if you have the life medicine like equipped, I think he makes a mention about like something in the future. Maybe they can make food that restores people's health or something like that. But yeah, there's some stuff that you can do here. There is a I want to say there's a frog behind one of the bars that you can shoot, but I wouldn't. I would shoot that and I would just continue on. There's nothing here, comrade. There's really nothing else to do here unless you just really want to try to avoid dogs. But the dogs can go in these holes because, you know, dogs can get into smaller places compared to humans. But just keep going. And the music that plays through here, that when we get to the end, that very slow build up, you can hear it. No, that's the water. But when you get to the when you get past that next set of bars, the music that starts is one of my favorite tracks in Metal Gear Solid 3. So just avoid. I think the frog statue is actually right behind Snake, but go here and then just run straight. Just run straight. There'll be dogs behind you, but we're not going to bother with them. We're not going to shoot them. I mean, we could. I don't think that would do anything to the boss fight, but we're gonna get the hell out of Dodge. All right, so let's get the hell out of Dodge. Run, 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 or we'll be well done, Snake. Run, 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 run. Okay, so we're gonna keep on running. We're gonna keep on running. We're gonna keep on running. Hopefully we get to the end of the light and nothing bad happens. Like, maybe we'll just run into some woods, maybe run to some flat hills, or we could just run our ass off into a fucking waterfall. So we're literally at a dead end. And that choice of words is a bit ironic, what's about to happen here in a little bit. So we got, what, like a squad right there with dogs, and they all got semi-automatic weapons, automatic weapons, shotguns, and they got Mr. Burns' hounds. And of course, they got one cocky major with single-action army revolvers. In a way, Snake kind of relaxes when Onslaught's around, I guess because he figures he can outsmart him or outfight him. Especially since Onslaught always wants to have a one-on-one confrontation with Snake, even though he's freaking unarmed. And he's going to use that one bullet, that one single bullet that screwed him up. And we're going to play Russian roulette. How lucky we're going to be. No, it's not. We still got to get to the end of this mission. I imagine when Snake hears that first click, he's like, "All right, I gotta do something or I'm gonna die. I might as well take my chances with gravity. I'd rather just try to play patty cake with the water, than take my chances with Ocelot and his Russian roulette." That was 2 clicks. How many more bullets? How many more shots did Ocelot have until you finally made the gun go boom? Let's see. It was 2 shots. He wouldn't have gotten him. He got lucky. It's almost like it's fate.
Don't die on me yet.
I imagine that wording has a double meaning for Ocelot, considering how this game ends with him. It's like, well, I guess I'll have my fun later. And Snake's just over there, probably concussed because he freaking landed on the water. And hitting water from that height, I imagine, hurts like a mofo. Alright, so, but I'm sure that water just dragged us into a burning forest. Maybe Volgin decided to burn some woods because Snake got away. We screwed up his lover, Rykov. And Snake just happened to find his way here. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Seems kind of odd. And then it's raining too. Wait a minute. Did I say something happens when it rains? Like there's a certain character that shows up. I forget. Well, maybe this time it won't happen. Oh. Well, this is kind of fucking crazy right here. Dude with a freaking trench coat.
Are you one of the Cobras?
Naked Snake's reaction here is pretty interesting. Because when he sees the person's face, he almost acts like he doesn't believe what he's seeing.
And you are one of them.
Like, that caught his attention. So,
And the sorrow.
this is the gentleman that was actually telling us the whole time. The spirit medium soldier, the sorrow.
This world is one
What happened to your coat, dude?
Battle brings death. Death brings sorrow. The living may not hear them. Their voices may fall upon deaf ears. But make no mistake.
I love the dialogue in this boss fight.
Are not silent.
And this is not a traditional boss fight by any means. This is the boss fight I was warning about do not kill any soldiers at all. Otherwise, this boss fight freaking drags on like forever. The first time I fought this boss fight, or tried to run in this boss fight, or walk in this boss fight, it damn near took me like 20 minutes, maybe longer. So the way this boss fight goes is, if you call your comrades, they're gonna act like you're dead.
Snake.
But
Snake.
the whole point of this is you have to confront the people you killed in this game. The soldiers that you killed will end up walking towards you. If they touch you, they drain a little bit of your health, or if you stay still, they'll just drain your health really quickly. So what you need to do is you just need to avoid all the enemies by literally just walking around them. You can't shoot them, you can't swim past them, you have to slow walk your ass like around them. And the Sorrow occasionally throws a few pot shots at you. So that's why this boss fight has potential to be very long and tedious because of that. So it's very much in your best interest in this game to never ever kill any enemies. Okay. The 4 Cobras are the exception. They do die in story events, so you'll always have to dodge at least 4. But what's very fascinating about this fight to me is not the way it's fought, but what the Sorrow says in this boss fight. Because he says something. If this is your first Metal Gear Solid game, like this is legitimately first, and you know nothing about the series, you have no idea what Naked Snake ends up becoming at the end of this game and going forward in the series, and you don't know who he becomes. And some of the stuff that the Sorrow says is very off the walls, but if you've played MGS 1 and 2, you know who he turns into, and a lot of the stuff that the Sorrow is saying is prophecy. At least to me, it comes off as prophecy, not retconning or anything like that. But his biggest one that I like that he says something along the lines of, you will be killed by your sons, or something along that line. So he's foreshadowing who eventually is going to kill Snake. And that's very interesting. And I like that little tie-in with the future games. But this fight, it's more of like a warning to Snake that he needs to stop with the killing, and he needs to learn to put his gun down. I'll say that again. He needs to learn to put his gun down. At least that's the way I take it. This is kind of very open-ended because at the end of the game, we do have to take out the boss, and spoiler alert, Snake does take out the boss. And man, a lot of stuff the Sorrow says, I feel if Snake kind of like knew what the Sorrow was hinting at, maybe things wouldn't have turned out in the series the way it has. But I mean, then again, if Snake didn't do what he did, then we wouldn't have an awesome series. Because once Snake metaphorically pulls the trigger on the boss, he changes irrevocably. And at the end of Metal Gear Solid 4, Naked Snake says he's been dead ever since this mission. Probably even when the mission started. Operation Snake Eater is not Virtua's mission, but you can see some of the cracks in Naked Snake's persona, and then also his love for his country just kind of like crack and fall apart as the game goes through. But at the end, once you get past the Fury, past the last few of your soldiers that you killed, you'll get to Sorrow's corpse, because spoiler, he's dead. And if you get caught into the noob trap of continuing or exiting, you have to fight this boss fight again. And if you killed every single enemy in this game, that boss fight, it's annoying. I had to do that like 3 times once before I got the hint that, oh, he's fake dead. He's not actually dead. It's like the fake death pill. Okay, so let me see if I can bring up the menu. I can bring up the menu. Okay, let me use the revival pill, and I should be able to wake up. And that's what that was my horrible first time with that boss fight. Now, the cutscene here, we learned how the Sorrow died. It's actually the boss, and the boss sounded like she didn't want to kill him. And I wonder why. Why would the boss need to kill the Sorrow? But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get done with that boss fight. That the most interesting but annoying boss fight in the game. And you can actually find the Sorrow's remains in the Virtuous mission, because this is the same spot that Snake landed up in, winded up in after the Virtuous mission when he was all jacked up by the boss. There was a skeleton here. That was the Sorrow, and you can actually see that skeleton here when they give you the option to go into first-person view. And I like this scene right here. It looks like he almost got like reborn, or he got like revived in a way. I mean, I guess you could take that symbolism in many different ways, but I always took it as him being reborn in a way, with all that shit that he heard the Sorrow say. But anyways, folks, we're coming to the end of this part, and if you like this part, please consider leaving a like. If you want to comment, I appreciate that too. I love y'all's comments. And if you haven't and you watched to the end, I appreciate that. And with that, folks, I will see y'all on the next exciting part of Metal Gear Solid Delta. Later and bye, folks.